Hi there guys, it's LivyBoy2603 here and welcome to the 8th instalment of my Scottish Premiership Roundup. So this weekend, and I'm going to include the Wednesday night St Mirren Celtic game just to lump it in with the rest of the games. There's a lot of action in Scottish Premiership, so let's see how everybody's teams fared this weekend and Wednesday night obviously. So Celtic left Paisley with all 3 points after St Mirren took a shock lead in the 3rd minute of the game, but Celtic fought back in the first half to go 2-1 up before the break and the score stayed 2-1. I seen bits of the game and highlights. Celtic didn't look that impressive for a Celtic team, but they're not going to complain. That's 3 points and 3 points towards their target of getting 10 in a row this season. So the first game of the Saturday seen Celtic take on Livingston, and Celtic ran out 3-2 winners at home to Livingston. I'm not going to lie, I'm not in the slightest disappointed with that result. Livingston played amazing, as did Celtic. Livingston, considering the way Livingston have played this season, it was a brilliant performance. That goal from Serrano was outstanding, but Celtic are just too good. It's frustrating to say. It wasn't by any means the best Celtic performance, but the way Celtic put the ball in the net, there's no many teams that can stop them at Parkhead, so that by no means is a bad result for Livingston. And as for Celtic, they're top of the league as it stands for the first time this season. So Dundee United ran out 2-1 winners at home to St Mirren, well, 10-man St Mirren that is, but at the end of the day, that is a huge 3 points for Dundee United because they'd lost their last 2 games 4-0, so they really needed a victory of the day. So for the Arabs, they'll be delighted with that result. As for St Mirren, losing 2-1 away to Dundee United, it's not the worst result ever, especially being down to 10 men. But for United, that is a must-needed 3 points, and Shankland got his first goal in the Premiership. So the 10 men of Kilmarnock ran out 2-1 winners at home to Hamilton Accies, and this shows you how cutthroat this league is. Killie have had a few bad results recently, but had a few really good results. Hamilton have been hit and miss. So this just shows you that any result can go any way on any day. Kilmarnock needed the 3 points today. I know they had that 4-0 victory the other week to United, but for Kilmarnock, that's a huge 3 points. As for Hamilton, considering they're coming off the back end of a victory away to Livingston, they'll be disappointed. This season, I would say Ross County and St Johnstone have been the most hit and miss teams, and today it was Ross County that hit and St Johnstone that miss. I'll be honest, it's a really weird result because for County that's a huge 3 points. For St Johnstone, they'll be raging at that. But at this current moment, there does genuinely look like there's 6 or 7 teams that could be in the mix for relegation. It's just going to be a really interesting season at both the bottom and top end of the table. A 2-2 draw at Easter Road seen the end of Rangers' impressive clean sheet run. I'll be honest, I watched that game on Sky. A draw was a fair result. Both teams looked good, but also not that impressive going forward this afternoon. There's a few defensive errors on both sides, a few good moments going forward, but a few wasted chances in both camps as well. So one of the results, a draw is probably a fair result. Rangers will be annoyed at that result because it now means if Celtic win their game in hand, they'll overtake them. So a few weeks ago when Celtic drew at Killie, it put Rangers in the driving seat for the title, but it's now in Celtic's hands to win their game in hand and win their games. It's going to be a very interesting title race between the Old Firm. As for Hibernian, it's a good result for them and they've had a very good start to the season. A first half hammering seen Motherwell leave Pittodrie 3-0 victors, and that is a horrendous result for Aberdeen. I mean, fair play to Motherwell, that 3 points takes them out the relegation zone, but for Aberdeen, at home to Motherwell, a team who were bottom of the league going into this weekend, and you've lost 3-0, it's disappointing for Aberdeen, but unfortunately for Aberdeen, it happens so many times. They get these good results and they get just bad results to teams they should be beating, but fair play to Motherwell, can't criticise them, they got the 3 points when they needed it. There's also talks that Scott McKenna's leaving Aberdeen, so I don't know if that was maybe on the mind of the team, but Derek McInnes will be disappointed with that result. So guys, that wraps up another weekend in the Scottish Premiership. I think the key results to look at is Motherwell beating Aberdeen. For Motherwell, that's a huge 3 points, and that will give them a massive confidence boost for the rest of the season. Obviously, the Hibernian Rangers score this season when 10 in a row is on the line. Any time that the Old Firm drop points is huge, so that will be huge come the end of the season. And I think Celtic's 3-2 victory over Livingston will be very important because it wasn't their best performance, but they grinded out the points when they needed it, so that's what's needed for them to win 10 in a row. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please get to the like, do subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in the next one. And hopefully things are looking up for Livingston, but all seriousness, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.